It's the 10-Minute Healthcare Marketing Podcast with Tyson Downs. In every episode, we give you powerful, actionable tips to help you grow your business. We'll give you real-life techniques, methods, and strategies that flat out work. The same stuff we use in our business every day to help our clients dominate their local search results and get more patients. We freely give this to you so we can help you on your mission to grow your practice. Our goal? To help you achieve greatness.
Welcome to the 10-Minute Healthcare Marketing Podcast. I am your host, Tyson Downs, and this is episode 3. If this is your first time listening, awesome. We're glad that you joined us. This is a production of Titan Web Agency, and we produce this show every week for you, the healthcare professional, so you can understand what it takes to grow your practice, take it to the next level. So be sure to subscribe. You can find our show notes and ask us any marketing-related questions at healthcaremarketingpodcast.com. Come back often and be sure to follow us on Twitter at Titan Web Agency. Now let's get to work. Like every episode, we'll start this one out with our daily dose of motivation. And the quote for you today is from Oscar Wilde. It says, "What seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise." What seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise. And how many times have we seen something, or have we experienced something that at the time seemed like an unsurmountable trial? It's like our Everest. How are we going to get around this? How are we going to get over this? How are we going to get past this? But as we become stronger, and as we learn, and as we are able to work through that challenge, we are able to look back and see that we've developed into a stronger person and be able to see the blessings that have come from overcoming that challenge, that trial. And today we're going to talk about 5 things you need to consider when setting up your website. The first one is the user experience. Oh, so important, but overlooked so many times. Number 2 is the layout of the website, which ties into the user experience, of course. Number 3 is the on-page SEO, or the coding of the website. Number 4, how you have the contact form, the contact information displayed. And number 5, social proof, testimonials. So let's get into it. Number 1, user experience. I'm a firm believer in the old mantra, don't make me think. Just present me with the information so I can easily see it, easily know what to do, easily know what I should know. When I come to a website, I don't want to have to figure out where exactly you're located, what exact services you offer. Just present them in a way that makes it easy and intuitive for me to see. That's all a visitor cares about. So when you're putting together your website, whether you're doing it yourself or working with a designer to put it together, you need to be thinking about, from the very start, the user experience. If you're a dentist, you may want to show off some of your dental work and happy patients. If you're a chiropractor, maybe a video of you consulting with a first-time patient. That might ease the fears of somebody who's hesitant about coming in. User experience extends to more than just images and video on your website. People take in content in a lot of different ways, and sometimes it's just the feel of the website. So colors. I don't usually recommend going with loud, aggressive colors like red. Whether you like red or not, who cares? The website's not for you. It's for your potential patients. Don't go with a color that can stir certain emotions that you don't want stirred. Another example, just say you're a dentist and a potential patient comes to your site. They're deathly afraid of going to the dentist. They would rather do anything in the world than go to the dentist, but they have to go. What if they come to your site and it has something big text across the top, something about, we go the extra mile to make sure you feel no pain while we take care of you, or something about, click here to learn how this is going to be your most comfortable dental experience ever, guaranteed. And then that would take them to a page that talked about what you do to go the extra mile to make sure that their experience is nothing short of absolutely amazing. So user experience, that is one of the most important things and one of the most overlooked things when putting a website together. Number 2, the website layout. Before you put your website together, you need to think about the layout and the flow of the website. And if that goes with delivering the message that you want to deliver, mixing things up just for the sake of mixing things up doesn't work. Don't do it. Don't put your menu over on the side or just on the bottom because, you want to be unique and you don't want it at the top like everybody else has. People expect your menu to be at the top. So put your menu at the top. But if you want it to be unique, then put one down at the bottom too, or put one on the side as well. Make it easy for them. So there's a good reason that we expect certain things in certain areas on a website. And part of it is just because just the natural flow of how we look and how we read a website. And then the second thing is just how we are used to reading websites. That's not to say that you have to do everything exactly like everybody else. No, you can still be unique. But there's certain things that should be in certain areas if you want to provide a good user experience. A few of the things that you're going to want to think of when you're designing your website or before you even get to any layout, the color theme that you're going to use, the different fonts, ideas for headers, ideas for footers, how many pages, how are you going to deliver that information? Are you going to use video, graphics, text, or combination? Are you going to have secondary menus? And what is going to be the main message on the home page? Are you going to have a slide, or are you going to have what we call a hero image? It's one image across the top. So those are things that you all need to consider when getting set up with your website or when redesigning your website. Every component of your website should have a purpose and should be presented in its very best form. You should not have something on your website without a purpose. You shouldn't have something just because you think it's cool or because it's different. No way. You should have stuff that's going to help your patient have a better experience and more effectively portray who you are and what you do. Number 3, the on-page SEO. And this is something that I would venture to estimate at least 90% of web designers and web developers do not do. And that's fine if it's not their job. But on-page SEO is coding your website so that the search engines know what your website is about, they know where you're located, and they know what services you offer. On-page SEO is just a component of SEO, or search engine optimization, but it is very, very important. It's the place where I always start when I'm working with a client to improve their online presence. I always start with on-page SEO. So generally, the title or the heading and the heading tags, as well as the content, should include keywords. If you remember from a previous episode, we said a keyword was a search term that you would like to show up for. The title, heading tags, and content usually include the keywords or phrases that you would like to show up for. So for instance, best San Diego dentist, then you would probably want that in a title tag, a heading tag, and in content, blog posts, in a variation of that. Are you looking for the best dentist in San Diego, or received an award recently that covered all the dentists in San Diego and we were rated the best dentist in San Diego? First and foremost, always make sure that you have the user in mind and that you're providing them with a good experience and that you're not writing for the search engines, you're writing for the user. Make sure that when you're having your SEO, your on-page SEO done, whether you're doing it yourself or you're doing it in conjunction with your web designer, web developer, that they not only do the title tags, but they also, do the alt image tags. So the search engine is what your pictures are about. A lot of people don't do that. It's just an extra step and it takes more time. So make sure that that is done as well. Make sure you have unique title tags for each one of your pages. Number 4, contact form and your contact information. One of the most important things with your website, make your contact information easy to find, easy to locate. I can tell you the number of websites that I've been to and the contact phone number isn't where it should be, which is up in the header. It's on a different page, or maybe it's down in the footer, nice and small. Put your phone number up in the header. Just make it easy. Some people just want to go to your site and get the phone number. They don't see your site. Well, they'll click back because the next website is going to show a phone number that they're not going to have to look for. So encourage people to contact you through your contact form. I recommend having a contact form. There's some software you can use if you have a WordPress site. It's called Contact Form 7. We'll put that in the show notes. But that just allows them to fill out a form and it goes to you. That's much easier than having an email address just listed on the contact page or listed on your site and expecting people to copy that and paste it or to click on it and open up an application. Just put in the contact form. Make it easy. That allows for better tracking as well because you're going to know exactly what page people submitted that from. Okay, and number 5, testimonials. For healthcare professionals, this makes complete sense. When you're looking for a dentist, chiropractor, a surgeon, ENT, anything in the medical field, there can be a lot of fear and anxiety. It's a big decision. A lot of people aren't comfortable with doctors, and they want to make sure that who they choose is good and is trusted and has good reviews. So very important that you get reviews and then that you can showcase them on your website. You can use some software. If you have a WordPress site, the software is called WP Reviews, and I like it because it allows me to code the reviews in a way that the search engines can pick them up and allows for increased visibility in the search engines with these cool little stars by them. So make sure that you showcase some of these reviews on the homepage, I usually recommend, as well as maybe a sidebar on the inner pages or just on that review page. But I usually recommend having them on at least 2 pages. That is it for today. The takeaways. Number 1, user experience. Everything that you do should be based around providing the best experience possible for the visitor to your site. Number 2, your website layout. Don't mix things up just for the sake of mixing things up. Put things where they're supposed to go on your site. Number 3, on-page SEO. You're never going to rank for the terms that you want to rank for unless your on-page SEO is squared away. And if you do rank for certain keywords, you're not going to rank as high as you could. So make sure your on-page SEO is done properly by a professional. Number 4, contact form information. Make sure that your contact form is set up properly and that you have it so that people can send you an inquiry through the contact form and don't have to copy and paste your email address. Number 5, make sure you have testimonials on your website. You can use some software that will allow you to put those testimonials on there and then to show up in the search engines in an increased visibility manner. So that's what we have for you today. That is episode 3 in the books. If you enjoyed the podcast, subscribe in iTunes and leave us a review. And let's connect with each other. You can find us at Titan Web Agency on Twitter and at facebook.com/Titan Web Agency. Be positive, be happy, and be proactive. Remember, your business, like life, is what you make of it.
Thank you for joining us on the 10-Minute Healthcare Marketing Podcast. Join us at healthcaremarketingpodcast.com for recaps, show notes, and more resources to help grow your practice, dominate your local market, and achieve greatness.